Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Marshall, and as you guys see, I have a basketball shirt on today from New Mexico State. Like I said in previous videos, I'm gonna try to wear a lot of NMSU gear in these videos. Every once in a while, I might not. I might wear something a little bit nice that looks good, but obviously this is nice too. This is the Aggies. I actually got this from the UTEP Rival game a couple years ago, not this past season, but my freshman year, when we beat UTEP by 25 at the Pan Am. So that was fun. Really nice shirt. They painted these shirts out multiple times since then, but I only got that one time, and obviously I don't need it again because it's the same shirt. They also have a white version of this, pretty nice. But in today's video, as you guys see by the title and thumbnail, we're talking about the two WAC opponents that the Aggies are facing this upcoming season. Two former WAC opponents that we played against previous years, up to last season. We didn't play them, obviously, because we're in Conference USA now. Last year we played against Stephen F. Austin, California Baptist. Those are the two WAC teams we played. I think there's going to be a trend where Conference USA and the WAC will try to combine forces. Honestly, pretty similar conferences as far as competition. Conference USA has always been a lot more dominant, but this past year the WAC was definitely more dominant. But I think with the WAC dying and, there only being 8 teams in the WAC now, I think Conference USA is going to definitely be the more dominant conference this upcoming season and for years to come. For those that don't know, GCU and Seattle University are going to be in the West Coast Conference in the WCC. So those matchups will be fun to see how they play against Gonzaga. Gonzaga being a powerhouse in the same areas and all that. Seattle U and Gonzaga being in-state schools would be nice to play against each other. They're obviously not main rivals, but they're still technically in-state rivals, so that'd be great to see. Just like how Utah Tech and Southern Utah are in-state rivals, as well as Utah Valley being an in-state rival and being in the same conference as well. And there's obviously the University of Utah, the Utes, but they're obviously a way bigger school and a way bigger conference. So, I guess they're technically a rival because it's in-state, but it's not like they're an exact rival. So let's get into this video. First things first, I want to talk about Utah Tech. They were 11-20 last season, so not too great. 7-13 in conference. Pretty crazy how the WAC, they had 20 conference games. It's usually only about 18, but last year there was 20. So it's a lot of conference games. Compared to the Aggies in Conference USA, we really only had 16. All teams only had 16. So 20 is a big number to have. And then Southern Utah, they were only 5-15 in conference, 10-21 overall. They were slightly worse than Utah Tech this past season. The Aggies were 13-19, 7-9 in conference. Utah Tech and Southern Utah did not make the WAC tournament. The Aggies did, but in Conference USA, every team makes it. We did get out the first round, but we saw a little bit more success this past season than those two programs. But the year prior, the Hazen year, we did lose to Southern Utah both times we played them, and then we lost to Utah Tech, who's also, they were Dixie State before they were Utah Tech. And my aunt, she actually lives up there in St. George, which is where the university's at. So maybe I should tell her to go watch the game because we play against them November 9th. It's a Saturday. It's that first week of college basketball. So I'm assuming that'll be like the second or third game of the season. So we'll have a couple games played by then, I'm assuming. So hopefully we can kind of see how we're looking for that game. I would assume that we'll probably play against a non-D1 opponent at home, and then we'll probably play against some decently good D1 team, whether it's at home or away, prior to that game. So we'll kind of have a little bit of feel how this new team's looking. And then we'll play against Southern Utah on December 16th, which is a Monday, which will probably be during Christmas break. So hopefully I can stay for that game to watch it before I come back up here to Washington for Christmas break. It's crazy how many Utah schools are in the WAC, by the way. So now there's only 8 teams in the WAC. 3 of them are Utah schools. So about almost half of them are going to be in Utah. They should just call it the Utah Conference at that point or something like that. But like I said, the WAC is dying. They're only going to have 8 teams next season. They're losing, like I said, Seattle U, GCU. Those are some of the top teams in the conference and have been for the past couple of seasons. NMSU obviously owned the WAC, and then they left, and then GCU took advantage of that last season, being very successful in making the tournament and making a little bit of a run, losing to Arizona, Alabama, I'm sorry, in the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament. Another thing I want to talk about is Conference USA. We had 9 teams this last season. Within the next couple years, I think we'll have about 10 to 12 teams. We're signing a lot of new schools. So that should be great to see, have more competition. And, I think our team will adapt to that just fine. Since we're getting new teams and we've already had a year under our belt. And once new teams continue to come within the next 2 to 3 years, I wouldn't say we'll be vets in the conference, but we'll have been in the conference for some time to kind of be more used to it and have more an advantage compared to other teams. I want to talk more about the WAC teams that we faced last year. So we played against SFA. We lost to them in a really close battle. I think we lost 75-72. Main reason we lost was because of free throw shooting. I remember Brandon Suggs, he missed some clutch free throws, and I think he even posted on Twitter after that saying that the loss was on him, which he did play a role in the loss, but it was because of everyone. No one can make free throws. They just executed badly. They were down, I think, in the first half a lot, and they almost came back and won it. It was actually Jalen Jackson Posey's old team, who I made a couple shorts videos on recently, so if you haven't checked those out, please go do that. The recent shorts video I made on him just got about over 2,000 views, so hopefully it continues to rise, and I'll continue to make more shorts videos. Please keep up with those. I'm gonna try to be uploading a lot of shorts videos throughout the days, just from highlights from the season. And then I'll do the same with next season as well. Just try to post as much shorts as I can, because for those that don't know, shorts videos tend to get a lot more views than videos like this that are actual videos. So I think the shorts videos will help, and they've helped me gain a lot of subscribers. We just recently hit 620 subscribers, so thank you for that. And thank you for the subscriber who made it 620, whoever you are. If you are, you can always comment. That'd be great. The more people comment, the more people like my videos, more people subscribe, obviously. The more engagement there is, that really helps with the channel. So if you guys could do all that, that'd be greatly appreciated. And by the way, like I said, I know I've said it in multiple of my videos, and I'll continue to do so. Please go follow the Instagram and Twitter accounts that I own, talking about the basketball team, and that'll be up on the screen. So please go check those out. I'll be really greatly appreciated. I was hoping for Jalen to have a better game against SFA. He only had about 3 points on 8 shots, 1 for 8 shooting. I think that was the game right after the UNN game where he dominated, had 22 points. Like I said, I've been posting about that the past couple of days. So if you guys have been keeping up with the channel, you guys have seen that. Or if you're just an Aggie fan, you probably already knew that from this past season. But we did beat California Baptist at home late in the year, December 30th. Not late in the season, but like late in the 2023. And I wasn't at that game because I was up here in Washington for Christmas break. I stayed for that UNM game. But that California Baptist win was great. It was one of our first, it was our second win against a D1 opponent, and that was our 6th win of the season, to improve to 6-9 on the season at the time. But we were only 2-9 against D1 opponents at the time, but it was just nice to get that win, and it was another home win, and that was one of the first games that I think Aggie fans realized, like, man, we're really good at home. And then we followed that up with a UTEP win the following week, and that's when we were 7-1 at home at the time. And everyone was like, hey, we're really good at home, not so great on the road. Hopefully our road struggles can get fixed this upcoming season. And hopefully we're just as good as home as we were this last season, not better, because, like I said, we were 12-3 at home, only 1-13 on the road. We won the last road game against, who did we play? Against Jacksonville State. It was a really good game for us to win. And we were up the majority of that game, almost blew it like we did in a lot of our away games, but we were able to win that one. And at home, we played really well in all 15 of our home games. The only ones that we didn't really do too well in were the St. Petersburg State one where we got blown out, and then the Northern New Mexico one, which we won, but we only won by 5, and it's an NAIA program that we should have beat by a lot more. Not saying that NAIA is any, obviously D1's better. There's a lot of really good NAIA programs that could compete with D1 schools, but Northern wasn't that great of an NAIA. I keep saying that wrong. NAIA. It's kind of hard to say fast. They actually lost to University of Southwest in a blowout, who we beat University of Southwest by 35, which is where my old teammate Nick played, and I made a video on that, so go check that out. It's just on my channel. If you scroll through, you can find it. He's actually at a different school now, Temple College, or Temple, it's a junior college in Texas. That's not what this video is about, though. That California Baptist one was great to get, and it's our big guy Chris, who got hurt that game. That was the only game he played, but we'll be having him back next year, along with Emmanuel and Edward. So hopefully those guys can be really good at the post and have some great guards. Then the next video I'm going to make is going to be highlighting Jacoby and Gabe, who are incoming freshmen, some young guys. I was thinking about making a video talking about the post, but I kind of did that a couple videos ago when I was talking about the newest additions and all that. I didn't touch too much on Jacoby and Gabe, so I think I'm going to make a separate video talking about those guys. So I got this video and then that video coming out soon, so that'll be 8 episodes overall on this new trend of videos. I'm not sure what else I'll be making, but if I think of something, I just kind of want to keep everybody updated with everything that's going on in the off season. Like these games were already announced a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't had a chance to make a video on it, so I said why not? And then doing the video on the freshmen, I think that'll be great, and they might have a chance to see it too, which will be awesome. Hopefully we do better against Utah Tech and Southern Utah this year than we did a couple years ago. I remember Southern Utah, we played them and we lost that game, and we ended up being 0-7 in conference at the time, a couple years back, like I said, during the Hazen year. That everyone kind of wants to forget about, but for the sake of this video, I'll discuss it. We lost that game by about 35, and it was a horrible game on the road. And we also lost them in the first game at home in WAC for that year. And then we also lost to Utah Tech by about 13 to 15 points on the road. So kind of struggling against those schools back then. But I think this upcoming year, seeing how all the teams are looking, I think we'll be able to handle them pretty well. I'm not saying we're going to blow them out, but I think that we can. I think we'll for sure be able to beat Southern Utah, especially since we're playing them at home. I think Utah Tech's a little bit better, and it might be a little bit tougher to beat them on the road, especially so early in the season. I think if we beat Utah Tech, it'll be a really close game. I think if we lose, it'll also be a close game. But I think that game's going to be competitive for sure. I don't see either team blowing each other out just because it's so early in the season and with how much we struggle on the road. But they also kind of struggle at home. So I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to win it just based on the teams I'm looking so far, but I think it's going to be a really hard fought battle. Wouldn't be surprised if we lose it, but I think we'll end up winning it in a close battle, like 3 to 5 points. It'll be a decent high scoring game. I think Southern Utah will be able to beat them at home. Again, I don't know too much about their team so far, but like looking at the rosters, looking at the players and their pass and all that, I think we definitely got a good shot at both of them. And especially us being home against Southern Utah, it'd be nice if we could play them both at home, but obviously we can't do that. Got to be fair. Got to play one on the road, one at home. So we'll see how it all goes. That's all I really have to say. There's not too much to talk about it, but kind of want to expand on that, talk more about the WAC and how it's declining a little bit after such a great year. And then how Conference USA is going to get back to where it's used to be, being really competitive. I think it'll still be even. And I think we'll still have a chance to compete and do well and have a chance to win championships and, have a chance at the NCAA tournament for years to come. Maybe not like as soon as possible, maybe not like within the next year or two, but after that, hopefully. And maybe, you never know. All you got to do is win the tournament and you can make it in. So, you never know. Like I said, UTEP, they almost made it in this past year. No one thought they were going to. So anyone has a chance. So we'll see how we do with that. Just can't wait to see how all the players come together and develop. And we're going to continue to sign new guys, I'm sure. And when that happens, I'll make more videos on that, obviously. Really appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I'm out.